Hi guys, how's it going? Hope you're well. You've seen the title of this video, so you know I'm going to be comparing 4 360 cameras to see which one performs best in low light situations. Now I'm going to be looking at both photos and videos. For photos, I'm going to be comparing the Ricoh Theta Z1, the QooCam 8K, and the Insta360 because they can all shoot DNG RAW photos, which are going to work best in low light environments. For video, I'm going to be comparing the same set of cameras, but we're going to switch out the Theta Z1 for the GoPro Max because the Theta Z1 is limited to 4K video, which is just not good enough compared to the others, and the Max can shoot 5.7K and it has some decent lenses for video, so we are going to be looking at that camera instead. I hope that makes sense, and it all will once I start showing you some clips, which I'm going to now. So let's have a look at this first set of videos shot with the QooCam 8K, the GoPro Max, and the Insta360 and they're actually all performing fairly well in this very low light situation. Obviously it's dark, it's surrounded by artificial light, which are generally quite difficult for 360 cameras to handle, but they're all doing a decent job. There is obviously some difference between them, with the GoPro Max offering slightly brighter video. Now I will point out for most of these videos I shot in manual mode for each camera and got the best settings available for the environment that I was in. So I adjusted shutter speed, ISO, color balance to get the best out of all of the cameras. In this instance, the GoPro Max offering slightly brighter, but I'd say slightly more noisy video, whereas the other two are offering darker, but I would think smoother and less noisy. Now the QooCam 8K is slightly sharper, and that is probably because it shoots 8K video rather than 5.6 or 7K for the other two. The Insta360 can also shoot HDR video when it is not moving, so if it's a still video like this is, it can shoot HDR. Now let's take a look at that, and you will see a difference. There is a lot more color, it is brighter, the details come out more, so I do think if you were going to shoot in low light situations with the camera being still, use this mode, and it matches up better now to the other cameras than it did before. Let's take a look at some photos shot in the same location, and we're switching out the GoPro Max for the Theta Z1, and there is a big difference here between all of them. I think the QooCam 8K performs best here. The least noisiest, it captures the most realistic light and color, whereas the other two are more noisy, especially the 1R, and it's a little bit too bright. I shot all of these photos in DNG RAW. The QooCam 8K can shoot DNG 8 photos, which is many RAW photos combined together, and the Insta360 also has a night mode. However, I found if you shoot in DNG RAW and edit in Lightroom, the result is better. Okay, let's go on to look at some more videos, and we are seeing here a similar story to the previous clip where the GoPro Max is shooting slightly lighter videos, maybe a little bit noisier, whereas the other two are keeping things very dark despite having the same settings and despite being in exactly the same location. Now the GoPro Max, you can see that stuttering in the light areas. Now that is an issue that the other two don't have, so that is a down point for me for the Max. Now if you zoom right into these videos, then we can see a little bit more of the details, and we can see that the QooCam 8K with its 8K resolution does provide more details. You can see there near the light, you can see the brickwork a bit more clearly. I'm not sure why they're moving here because all the cameras were still. I think that is an issue with stabilization. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what you think. You can let me know in the comments. Now, when it comes to photos, yet again, there is a big difference, and we can see here the 1R really struggling in this particularly difficult environment. Very, very noisy image, despite being raw, despite being DNG RAW photo and edited to my best ability in Lightroom, still not managing to get rid of that noise, whereas the Z1 and the QooCam do a pretty good job. I actually think the QooCam is the best image here. Very colorful, not too noisy, and yeah, I really like the vibrance of the lights. I actually think, guys, when it comes to photos, it is going to be between the QooCam 8K and the Z1. They have larger sensors and more processing power. Now guys, a lot of the footage I've been showing you is just straight from the camera into Premiere Pro at the highest possible quality settings. Now I know that's not a workflow that everyone's going to be okay with. A lot of people are going to be editing on a mobile app, and usually that means lower quality overall. So let's have a look at some low light videos made with each mobile app that's available for each camera. Let's start with the GoPro Max and its GoPro app, which is actually really fun and easy to use. It can combine multiple clips together. You can add transitions, as you're seeing here, you can add text, and I really enjoy the app. Now when you export, it does limit the quality. Obviously it's not 5K anymore, and obviously you're reframing it so it's 1080p. Yeah, but I still think it looks good. It's certainly one of the better apps for maintaining quality even at a lower resolution. Okay, let's take a look at some 1R footage reframed with the 1R app, which is actually my favorite reframing or video editing app ever. Really, it does a lot of what the GoPro Max can do and even more. It also has more options for exporting, so you can actually export at 100 megabits per second at full HD resolution, which would be great if it worked. I mean, I've tried so many times with my iPhone to try and get it to work, but it never does. So I've actually had to render this at 1080p at 50 megabits per second, which is as high as it would let me. Still, I think it turned out all right. Obviously, all of these will look much better if you're viewing on a phone screen rather than a large laptop or desktop screen. Now for the QooCam. Now this was probably the least user-friendly app. You can't combine clips together. I had to combine them myself on Premiere Pro. Here, to make this video, you can't add transitions or anything like that, so it is much more basic. Also, for some reason, the app exports at an extremely low bitrate, something like 10 megabits per second, which really does ruin the quality. Hopefully there'll be an update which allows you to export at a much higher bitrate than that, because it's kind of unusable. I think even on a phone screen this wouldn't look that great. So yeah, in terms of mobile workflow and how good it looks on a mobile device, I think the 1R and the GoPro Max maintain the best quality so far. Really, the QooCam should be steaming ahead because it has that 8K resolution to play with. Hopefully the app gets updated soon and we'll be able to get a much better quality out of this camera. Okay, let's have a look at some moving video now in low light. Actually going from low light into a pretty bright area, so we'll see how they handle this. Now what we're looking for here is stabilization, whether it's too shaky, so try and look at the people, try and look at the details and see if the cameras can get rid of that shakiness. I actually think the Max does the best job here of keeping things pretty stable, pretty smooth, whereas the other two are not as good really. The 1R not doing too badly, I guess. It does overblow they completely overblown the bright lights in this tunnel, as does the QooCam. This is all shot in auto mode for every camera, so it's up to the camera to work it out. I had no input into that at all. Okay, here's another video. Now this is a still video, and you'll notice a big difference here in the QooCam 8K. And why is it so noisy? Why is it so blurry? Now the difference here between this videos and the other videos that I shot is because I again left these cameras in auto mode. So I didn't adjust the shutter speed, I didn't manually adjust the ISO, I just let them do automatically what they think was best. Now it seems to me that when the QooCam is in auto mode, it does really badly. As you can see here, completely useless video, very noisy, not sure why really. It must just not really work out properly what it needs to do. When you're in manual mode, it works a lot better, but you do have to take the time to work out which settings will work best. The other two cameras working really well here, the 1R and the Max looking really good, capturing light and color and not too noisy. You can see the details in the river. So yeah, those two certainly performing way better despite having much lower resolution. I think actually the 1R is the winner here overall. But then we go on to the photos and switching out the Max for the Z1 again, and I think the Z1 performs the best here with the QooCam a bit too green. I don't know why there's this green saturated kind of look there. I definitely didn't do that. I didn't add that in. That is something I actually tried to get rid of. It was even more green when I looked at it. Don't know why in this particular scenario the QooCam just could not handle it, and the 1R actually doing a better job here than the QooCam. So bear that in mind that the QooCam is a newer camera. There is some more to get out of it in the future with future software updates, but yeah, not really working very well here. Now let's have a look at one more still video shot just to ram home what we already know, that the GoPro Max is performing a little bit better in terms of details. The 1R is the truest to reality when it comes to capturing color and light. The QooCam 8K, again, giving a little green tinge to everything, but it is the sharpest. So it really is hard to tell, guys. There is an issue with all three of them, but yeah, let me know what you think. When it comes to photos, the QooCam performs much better. I do think there is so much potential here for it to be probably the best small compact 360 camera for photos. The DNG8 mode does a really good job of capturing there is a little workflow you need to go through to get it, but once you've done that, it can work really well. At the moment, the Z1 probably performing better because I guess they've had a lot more time to refine their software, refine their hardware, and yeah, at the moment in this comparison, the Z1 performing the best. Now let's take a look at one more moving shot. Now I'm going to keep these between the 1R and the Max, as these claim to be the best at stabilization. Now this is a very difficult area. Neither of them perform particularly well. They're both pretty even, to be honest, and both videos are not particularly useful. So neither camera is going to perform the best stabilization in low light situations. So let's call that one a draw. Okay guys, I guess that's it. That's my low light comparison between the QooCam 8K, the One R, the GoPro Max, and the Theta Z1 for photos. There is a bit of a discrepancy between all three. They all have their strengths and weaknesses. So I'm not going to draw any final conclusions. I think I'm just going to let you decide for yourself based on the footage. For photos, I think the Z1 is currently the best. However, the QooCam 8K has much potential to overtake it with that DNG8 mode. So that's it, guys. I hope you found that useful. That is a low light comparison between these four cameras. I think these are the four to choose from if you were going to shoot in any low light situations, unless you want to spend up, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on a professional camera. So if you enjoyed this, please like the video and subscribe for more guides and tutorials in the future. And yeah, I guess I'll see you next time. See you around. Bye.